311 million.
Their math was off.
That equaled around
just
one
saying.
store.
What's good, y'all? It's the Demouchets React, and we're back with another video. Who we got today, C?
Today we are back with another American reaction.
Yes.
Super excited about this video, guys. If you're new to us and we're new to you, make sure you scroll down, hit that subscribe button, and turn on the post notification bell because we're on the road to 100K. And we cannot get there without you guys, all right? Join the family. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
When Krispy Kreme opened in Australia in 2003, people from across the country made their way to Sydney to buy as many donuts as they could carry. But 7 years...
She didn't say down the street. She said across the country.
Yeah.
Y'all advertisement went, like, all over, basically. They made sure they was heard of.
Uh-huh.
Come on, now.
Later, Krispy Kreme closed half of their stores and laid off a third of their workforce. So how did they go from hyped obsession to totally forgotten? When the company was started in the 1930s by 18-year-old Verdun Rudolph and his uncle Ishmael, the smell of hot donuts wafting from the ovens drew passers-by, who begged to buy them straight from the ovens. Krispy Kreme got so popular that Vernon and Ishmael cut a hole in the wall of the factory to sell the donuts right away. But in 1976, an international conglomerate called Beatrice Foods bought the brand. They sold everything from luggage to bras to, well, donuts. But they pushed Krispy Kreme away from their original identity in the name of profit. They even committed the ultimate crime, changing the fabled donut recipe that had been in place since the beginning.
Oh, man.
The outraged individual store owners banded together and bought back the company in 1982. It sparked a resurgence and a decade of rapid expansion. In 2001...
I'm sorry, but what type of business move was that? You sell your
greed.
company out, right? Yeah, basically, I believe, like, you sell your company out, and then you want it back.
Right.
Where they do that at, though?
You gotta stick to what it was.
Right, like...
Krispy Kreme expanded into Canada, which was relatively successful. That drove them to look across the globe to Australia. The first Australian store opened in Penrith, a suburb of Sydney, and sales were through the roof. It was reported that some people traveled more than 1,000 miles to try the original glazed.
The original.
And it wasn't uncommon to see people returning on airplanes at the Melbourne airport with bags full of Krispy Kreme donuts. This kind of donut craze wasn't unprecedented for Krispy Kreme. Throughout their history, they relied on buzz and word of mouth. This strategy continued in Australia.
I can't talk about these people leaving these places just to go back home. I was down the street. In the air with food. You know, because being in Texas, you know, we don't get that Louisiana dish like we want. So some days we feel like, you know, I would take food home with me in the plane if I could.
Yeah, so when we do go visit in Louisiana, we take a ice chest full of food.
I'm about to say, it's funny how we always got an ice chest. For real though.
Where it donated to local charities to create an emotional connection with the community. They also gave away a lot of free donuts and other samples. And who wouldn't be excited by a free donut? Just after their launch, Krispy Kreme Australia immediately began scaling up. They grew from one store to 50 and employed 660 staff members at their height. And even though it kept scaling upwards, its profit didn't.
Whoa.
The Australian branch's revenue rose 6.9% in 2009. But net profit margins were up only $62,000, or 0.1% in the same year, according to Dun & Bradstreet's company. The lack of profit was partially because Australian Krispy Kreme just had too many stores.
Oh.
In 2010, the U.S. had 224 stores, serving a population of 311 million.
Their math was off.
That equaled around
Just
one
saying.
store for 1.4 million people. But Australia had 50 stores for 21 million people, which was about one store for 420,000 people. It's also because Australians don't want to eat donuts every day, according to ABC. They reported that in Australia, donuts are a treat, not breakfast. That's supposed to be because of the low-carb fad that permeated diet culture in the late 2000s, and increasingly health-conscious Australian customers. That led to 2010, when the news came out. Several factors, including location, sales declines, high rents, and high distribution costs, have meant that a number of stores are losing money. John McGinnon, Krispy Kreme's Australian CEO, said at the time, the company was going to go into administration, which meant that an outside firm, in this case the accountancy firm Smith Hancock, would evaluate and cut out the parts of the chain that were unprofitable. The aftermath was 35 closed stores and 200 plus employees laid off. Today, Krispy Kreme in Australia...
Okay, so this is one of those situations where I feel like they could have implemented more of the culture inside of their stores. If Australians don't eat donuts for breakfast every day, incorporate foods that they do eat for breakfast every day.
Yeah.
Give them variety, give them options.
Yeah, they was strictly doing donuts every day, and yeah, you ain't gonna get much profit. After a while, it's gonna be good, but then it's like, yeah, what else?
Yeah, like, what about introducing kolaches? Introducing
bagels.
Mm-hmm. You know?
Something in the same bracket of a donut farm, but still giving them options to pick from. You know, that's just
not purses like they did the first time.
And bras and what? What?
Sells donuts in almost every 7-Eleven outside of the remaining stores. A good compromise between keeping their footprint small for cost savings and expanding their reach. The lesson? Know the demand before you expand.
That's a bar.
Yes,
man.
That was a good lesson. Very good.
Yeah.
We hope you guys enjoyed this video with us. Like this video, subscribe, turn on the post notification bell. We have enabled our super thanks if you like to support the channel that way, as well as our join feature to become a VIP member of the channel. Send in your reaction requests to the description box below. We'll see you soon.
Peace.